So guys, welcome back to another video and welcome to episode 2 of my FIFA 19 Road to Glory series. In this episode today we're going to try and get some SBCs done, do some player picks and also look to improve our squad and maybe get a second team. Before we get into things, if you are enjoying this series and want to see more, be sure to leave a like on this video because basically the more support this series gets, the more often I will upload it. If you're new around here, be sure to subscribe and feel free to recommend players and squads to me in the comment section below. Okay, that's pretty much it. That's the intro done. Let's get into episode 2 of How to FIFA Ultimate Team. Right then, let's get into things. Like I said in the intro, we are going to be doing a couple of SBCs in this episode. And to do SBCs, you have to do the Let's Get Started SBC to unlock all the others. So that's what's going to go on in the background right now. During the intro, you also saw me discard a couple of players. I was just quick selling some players who didn't sell in the previous episode because they're no use to me and I could do with the extra coins right now. Anyway, doing these SBCs, the Let's Get Started ones, were very simple, and most of you will have the players in your club already to complete them. The reason I wanted to get these SBCs done was because I want to get some player pick packs, and you actually can get some very early on just by completing some other SBCs, which we're going to do in a moment. As you can see here, we pack a gold player, but in reality, he is no use to us. Anyway, back to the SBCs. If you go to the Let's Move Forward ones, you will see that you can actually get 4 player pick packs. And at the start of FIFA, that's actually really good because you can get 4 gold players that will fit into starter teams very early on in FIFA 19 just by submitting a couple of bronze players. So if you haven't done these SBCs already, I really recommend doing it. So, as you can see, once again, they're really easy to do and most of you will already have enough players in your club to complete these SBCs, which is awesome, and we are going to get 4 gold players because of this. 4 usable gold players too. They do have a max rating of 80, but still, they're perfect starter team players. So, the SBCs are done, let's get on to the player picks. We've got a player pick for striker, centre mid, centre back and goalkeeper. Starting off with the striker one, as you can see the options are not fantastic, but we do have the option of Simeone, he's pretty good, but I'm actually going to go for Paco Alcacer because I feel like he could be useful in the future. I don't think I'll play him, but with him being Spanish and in the Bundesliga, I think he'll be good for hybrids and also good for future SBCs, so that's who I went with. In the next player pick, we have 4 centre mids to choose, no, we have 5 centre mids to choose from, sorry. And I was tempted to go for Ruben Neves, but I went with Dahoud because obviously gets that Bundesliga link. Probably won't play for us, but once again, good for chemistry for future SBCs. Moving on to the centre-back pick. Yeah, not the best options here. We could go for Moisander for the Bundesliga link, but I'm actually going to go with De Silva because he fits in to our French starter team. So that's who we went with. And finally, we have 5 goalkeepers to choose from. None of them particularly good, so in the end, I just went for the highest rated option, which actually turned out to be a Bundesliga player. So, yeah, we got quite a few players in there that link together, which obviously is pretty useful. Anyway, in the previous episode, one of you recommended me to pick up Morgan Sanson, so I went ahead and picked him up. He actually cost me quite a bit of coinage. He's 1.2k, which is pretty expensive for a non-rare gold, but you guys recommended him to me, so I'm going to pick him up. He does look good, to be fair, so he's going to go into our French team. And looking at the comments from the last episode, you also recommended me some French strikers. Plea was recommended, and I was really interested in getting that guy, but as you can see, he cost a lot right now. He's like 3k, which if I was to buy him, that would be using nearly all of my coins, which I don't want to do right now, so unfortunately, we're not going to go for Plea. I was also recommended this guy, but his composure sucks, so we're not going to go for him. And then I searched for Ben Yedder and Mr. Snipe, and I should have got him. 1.1k for Ben Yedder would have been an absolute bargain, but unfortunately I wasn't quick enough. Like, even if I wasn't going to use Ben Yedder, we could have sold him on for like 2 or 3k profit. So yeah, a bit gutted to miss out on that snipe. But anyway, we put Sanson into the squad, and I thought, you know what, let's get into a game and see how we go with our French/Ligue 1 side. Okay, so heading into the game. Prior to heading in, I was a bit worried that I was going to come up against someone who'd maxed out their credit card buying FIFA points, but fortunately for me, that didn't seem to be the case. But he did have a nice hybrid squad that did feature Inform Yarmolenko. Moving on into the game, we do have a good early chance with Griezmann, and I probably should have scored that opportunity, but I did rush the shot. But moments later, Griezmann gets another chance, and of course, he puts it in the back of the net, and then he pulls off his celebration, which I absolutely love. This crocodile celebration, it's just great. It's fun to watch as well. I really do enjoy watching it, and I'm sure it does annoy opponents who you pull it off against. Anyway, just after the 20-minute mark, we get the ball to Kylian Mbappe, who pulls back the ball and eventually pulls off an outside the foot shot to make it 2-0 just past the 20-minute mark, and with this we were in the driving seat. My opponent though does have a good chance here, but it is a great sliding block from Thomas which denies my opponent. Moving on into the second half, he eventually works the ball out to Sanchez, who puts the ball away, making it 2-1, and at this point I'm getting a bit nervous because I was defending poorly in this match. In the 70th minute, well just before, we actually do go ahead and get ourselves a penalty, which, you know, originally I didn't get what the penalty was for, but after seeing the replay I saw that he took me out just after I had shot. I still thought the penalty was a bit harsh, but, you know, there we go. Anyway, it's going to be Griezmann who eventually takes it, and as you're about to see, it's, yeah, it's not a great penalty, and I'll spoil it for you. He's about to save it, and I'm a bit annoyed about that, because normally in FIFA I'm pretty good at penalties, I'm pretty reliable at taking them, but in FIFA 19 I am struggling with penalties. Anyway, moving on, my opponent was piling on the pressure, and he almost scores here. Look at that, my defender almost put it into his own net, but luckily it recovers and clears the ball. In the 85th minute, we have an opportunity to make it 3-1, but unfortunately, that opportunity is blocked. And then moments later, Sanson pulls off an amazing shot, but unfortunately, Areola saves it. In the dying minutes of the game, as we're in injury time, my opponent has one last chance. He tries to play it across the box, and he shouldn't have. He should not have. As you can see, the ball is cleared for a goal kick, and we're just going to ping the ball upfield, and eventually the full-time whistle is going to blow, and we get the victory. So, we're still unbeaten in the series, which is pretty awesome, and we also complete a couple of objectives just by playing a match, which is nice. Then bonus objectives, and then daily objectives, sorry, are really useful to complete at the start of Ultimate Team, just because it gives you a couple of bonus coins. Anyway, after that game, Griezmann's contract unfortunately ran out, which is a bit of a shame because he is awesome. Luckily for me, there's a Griezmann in the catalogue, so we're going to go and pick Griezmann up, and we're still going to be using him for a couple more games, which is nice. Like I said in episode 1, the catalogue of loan players is so useful early on in Ultimate Team, so you should definitely be using it. And when I was looking for that Griezmann, I noticed there's a lot of Bundesliga players in that catalogue, so I was thinking to myself, we need a second team, we need a fitness/rotation team, so it got me thinking, maybe we should go for a Bundesliga themed fitness squad, and that's actually what we're going to go ahead and do. So as you can see, we're going to put Griezmann into his French side, and then we're going to go ahead and work on a fitness team. So, like I said, we're going to go back to our catalogue, we're going to go shopping, and we're going to go pick up all the Bundesliga players that are in said catalogue. I was going to buy Michy Batshuayi first, but then I remembered he's no longer at Dortmund, he's now at Valencia. We pick up Timo Werner, we pick up Kimmich, we pick up Naldo, we pick up Sane, and also we pick up Thomas Muller. I'm fully aware, by the way, Sane is not a Bundesliga player, but with him being German, he's pretty easy to link in with other Bundesliga players. So we do have to go out of Ultimate Team to claim these guys for whatever reason, but whatever gets them in the club, I'm happy. Look at that, we get like 5 or 6 elite players for free, essentially, and we can use them for like 5 or 6 games, which is absolutely fantastic. And if you remember earlier on when doing the player picks, I picked up a couple of Bundesliga players who are now going to come in very useful. So obviously we're going to throw these players in. We're going to go for the 4-1-2-1-2 formation. Pretty boring team, but I don't care. I just want an effective team, and this team is going to be good, I can tell. So we need to go shopping. We need to fill in the blanks. At left back, we are going to go with Max, who I picked up like 500 coins. I think that's a good price for him. We need a centre back, and there's a lot of choices. As you can see, we're flicking through pretty quick here. There are a lot of choices, but in the end, I go with Brooks. He only cost me 1k, and you know, 1k for an 80 rated centre back at this point in FIFA, who's got pretty good pace. I am pretty happy with that purchase. I went looking for a CDM, which has to be German. and when I was looking for one, that Vigo guy kept popping up, and I remembered we actually have him on my transfer list already, so I thought, you know what, I don't need to buy CDM, I'll just use the one I already have. We need to pick up a right mid, and I was deciding between Bebu, Lecky and Traore, and in the end I went with Bebu. Now, in hindsight, I don't know if that was a great choice, because although he's quick, his other stats aren't too great, but I guess we'll have to try him out to see what he's really like. Finally, we need to find a striker. And in the last game, we came up against Rebic, and I actually thought he looks pretty good. So I thought, you know what? I'm not even going to search for anyone else. I'm going to go straight for Rebic, and he's going to be our Bundesliga striker. So guys, we're coming to the end of the episode now, and it's been a pretty productive episode, I'd say. In episode 2, we completed a bunch of SBCs, did some player picks, and now have a second team. And it's a pretty good second team. I'm fully aware a bunch of them are loans, and we can't keep them. But we've got this team for like 7 or 8 games now, and that is going to definitely help us out in getting some coins. So guys, that is the end of episode 2. I hope you've enjoyed this video. In the comments below, if you've got any players or squads to recommend to me, put them down there. If you've enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like on it. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.